Here she goes again. Hide your face, hide your neck, duck your head, wear an NFL football helmet when you are playing in a game versus Dijonai Carrington. Fresh off of clotheslining, a Kane and Undertaker clothesline from hell that she delivered to Sophie Cunningham. This girl is right back on the court, hitting people upside the head.
Hands up, swipe for the ball with our right hand while poking the player in the eye with the left hand.
Eyeball. We're poking eyeballs out again. Is that what we're doing? We're eye gouging again?
There's a moment in sports where a pattern stops looking like bad luck and starts looking like a habit. And DJ Carrington just hit that moment. For days after she was ejected for flagrant 2 on Sophie Cunningham, she was back on the floor against the Golden State Valkyries. And within one single game, she picked up 2 more separate incidents where her hands ended up in places they had no business being. One of them landed directly in Cecilia Zandarini's eye. The other caught Tiffany Hayes across the mouth. 2 different players, 2 different plays, same game, same pattern. And this time, fans didn't wait around to ask if it was an accident.
I tried to tell ya. I tried. This girl is not going to stop until she takes somebody out the league. This girl will not stop until she ends somebody's career. Dijonai Carrington, once again, with another dirty foul in less than a week. In just a couple of days apart from each other. A couple of days apart from the Sophie Cunningham hard foul. You have Mrs. Eye Poke. Mrs. Flagrant foul, I'm gonna grab your head. I'm gonna hit your head, upside your head, knock you out the air. Mrs. I'm gonna pull your hair. Mrs. I'm gonna whack you on the back of your head. Mrs. Long nailed, sharp knobbed fingertips. Dijonai Carrington strikes again.
On the first play, Carrington was guarding Zandalicini on the perimeter. Her right hand legitimately went for the ball, but her left hand swept up and across, and it landed square in Zandalini's eye while both of Carrington's arms were raised. Then later in the same game, Tiffany Hayes went up for a layup. Carrington jumped with her, and instead of getting anywhere near the basketball, she threw her arm down and caught Hayes directly across the mouth. Neither play got called a flagrant. Neither got a technical, but Carrington did pick up a technical foul that game for arguing with the referee in the third quarter, which tells you something about the mood she was already in before either of those fouls happened.
And then she put both hands up right after. But that's Dijonai.
Yeah, I gouged another white girl. Yeah, I gouged another white girl while wearing your Sophie Cunningham wig. I am officially. Hey, this ain't Clerks 2, but I'm taking back Sophie Cunningham's hair. I'm taking it back. You got Sophie Cunningham's hair on while you're poking the white girls in the eyeballs.
Now, here's where it gets serious. Because this isn't a rookie learning the speed of the league. This is a 6-year veteran who has been through 3 different franchises and has a well-documented history that includes poking Caitlin Clark in the eye during the 2024 playoffs. That one got explained away at the time. Clark herself said it wasn't done on purpose. Carrington said she couldn't even comprehend hitting someone in the eye on purpose. Fine. People believed her, or at least gave her the benefit of the doubt. But once is an accident. Twice is a coincidence. A third and fourth time, all landing on the face, all in contact-heavy moments, starts to look like something else entirely.
They go on to defend her, the story, the narrative that she's not a dirty player. She makes plays like this all the time. I put together a little clip of DJ Carrington, who is definitely one of the dirtiest players in the WNBA. I don't know if we can roll it, but she's taken her long fingernails. She's scratched Caitlin Clark's eyes out. She's had multiple instances of chasing people down from behind, trying the same swat and smashing them in the head and causing mini fights. She pulled another girl's hair. I don't know if we'll get to that clip in a second when she's falling. Totally dirty play. This is not a skin color thing. She has a history of making dirty plays, and it's fine. The NBA, you can be...
It's worth pointing out just how physically talented Carrington actually is, because that's part of what makes this whole situation so frustrating for people who genuinely respect her game. She's a former Most Improved Player finalist. She averages steal numbers that put her near the top of the league defensively. She has the length, the instincts, and the anticipation to guard multiple positions, which is exactly why teams keep giving her chances despite everything else. Nobody is arguing she isn't a legitimate basketball talent. The argument is that talent alone isn't enough to keep excusing a pattern that keeps putting other players' safety at risk. And right now, the conversation around her has almost completely stopped being about her skill and started being entirely about her conduct.
A photo from the flagrant 2 on Dijonai Carrington against Sophie Cunningham, where she proceeded to go into the locker room and tweet white privilege after being thrown out of the game. I'm not going to comment on that situation, but I will say this. This is a flagrant 2. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, don't matter. This is a flagrant. I mean, she clotheslined her. What more do you want? So this looks very bad. It just shows that the WNBA is nowhere near where they need to be professionally, because again, this is a clothesline. It's flagrant 2.
And we have to go back to where this entire storm actually started, because the Vokis game didn't happen in a vacuum. For days earlier, Carrington was involved in the single most talked about foul of the WNBA season. Sophie Cunningham was in the air on a fast break layup. The shot was already going in, and Carrington came from behind and swept her arm directly across Cunningham's head and neck. Cunningham hit the deck hard. The officials initially called it a flagrant 1, then upgraded music to a flagrant 2 after review, citing wind-up, impact, and follow-through, which is the exact language the league uses to describe a foul that was neither accidental nor careless, but deliberate enough to warrant an automatic ejection.
Posted white privilege after getting tossed from the game, but says it wasn't about the foul. Can you explain this?
No, I can't. When she tweeted white privilege, she did it so quickly, it was almost as though she had the phone in her pocket after this foul and she got ejected. So, I mean, to say she wasn't referring to this play or getting kicked out and saying that the only reason she got kicked out and got upgraded is because Sophie Cunningham is white is crazy. It was a crazy thing to tweet, maybe crazier than to try to act like it had nothing to do with the play. So I have no idea what she's talking about. I don't think anybody can have any idea what she's talking about. Bizarre.
What made that moment even messier is what happened right after. Cunningham got up and immediately went after Carrington. And it took teammates from both sides to pull them apart. When reporters asked the officiating crew why Cunningham didn't get a technical for going after Carrington, the response was that her reaction was acceptable given the severity of the initial contact. That's the league on record saying the response to Carrington's foul was justified because of how bad the foul actually was. That's not a neutral statement. That's the league quietly confirming what everybody already suspected watching the replay.
5 when it comes to Dijonai Carrington. Here she is on the floor being dirty once again. The girl cannot help herself at this point. She can't help it. Take a look at this. Okay, you swing at the ball, but then you hit her all in the face with your other hand, and then you put your hands up like you didn't do nothing. You hitting her all in the face. Look at this. Watch her left hand. The right hand right here went to the ball. Watch this left hand. Like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? When is enough with this chick? Come on. You hitting people in the face. It's over and over and over. How many times do we have to witness?
Now, think about the timeline here. This is a player who scored 8 music points in 4 minutes off the bench, got herself ejected in the first quarter for foul the league itself called excessive, and then 4 days later was back on the floor hitting 2 more players in the face in the same night. That is not the profile of someone who got caught in one unlucky moment. That's the profile of someone whose aggression on the floor keeps crossing the same line game after game, opponent after opponent. And that brings us to a tweet that has been circulating hard since this whole saga kicked off, because it lays out something that stats alone don't capture as clearly. It says, the trajectory for DJ Carrington's basketball career is not looking good. 15 teams, and in the past 2 years, Connecticut let you go. Dallas didn't want you around Paige. Cheryl Ree didn't want you back. Steph White didn't want you. And Chicago committed to you for 1 year. Now, whether that number is exact or exaggerated for effect, The underlying point is what's landing with people. Look at the actual transaction history. Drafted by Connecticut in 2021, traded away from Connecticut to Dallas. In February 2024, bounced from Dallas to Minnesota at last year's trade deadline. Suffered a season-ending injury with Minnesota during the playoffs, and now on a one-year deal in Chicago. That's 4 organizations in roughly 2 years if you count the short stints. And every single move has come with some version of a team deciding it was time to move on.
You know, Dijonai Carrington damn near decapitated Sophie Cunningham's head. And even though she bloodied Sophie Cunningham's mouth, and even though she got ejected and ran straight to Twitter after being assessed a flagrant 2, and putting white privilege in caps while tagging the Indiana Fever, we the public, we the fans of the WNBA, we the fans of Sophie Cunningham, and we the fans of good basketball, we're just stupid because we inferred that Dijonai Carrington tweeting white privilege, of course, had something to do with the flagrant 2 and the ejection. But Dijonai is coming out to set the record straight, baby. She said that we're stupid, we lack critical thinking skills, and in no way, shape, or form would she ever use the word of white privilege.
When a player keeps getting moved, sometimes it's about fit, sometimes it's about a rebuild, sometimes it's just business. But when the pattern includes multiple head coaches essentially declining to bring her back, and when the most recent team only gave her a one-year deal instead of anything longer, that's not a coincidence either. That's front offices and coaching staff quietly signaling that they like what she brings on the floor athletically, but they are not confident enough in the rest of the package to commit long-term. A one-year deal in this league, especially for a player with her level of experience, is basically a trial run, not a vote of confidence.
It was a
social media post that turned the entire incident into a referendum on race and officiating, which meant she never actually had to answer the basketball question at all. And now, less than a week later, she's generating 2 more separate incidents in a single game. If the league wants to be taken seriously about supposedly zero-tolerance rules around dangerous contact, this is exactly the kind of case that tests whether that policy actually means anything or whether it only gets enforced when the internet forces their hand.